Judge Dredd, Megacity 1's finest street judge. He is judge, jury, and executioner. He is the law. Megacity 1 is his beat, the city at the heart of it all. But how did this megacity come around? In the 21st century, Boston and Washington DC began to slowly merge into one. The city's ever-expanding and overcrowding remaining a prevalent issue, Megacity 1, in its infancy, was born. Where there are people, there is crime. The city now spilling over with its populace, the judge system was introduced to deal with the increasingly high rates of crime. America would become a wasteland in 2070. There were only a few areas which managed to survive the blast from an experimental laser defense system, Megacity 1 being one of them. The land stretching between the megacities became known as the Cursed Earth, a scorched, scarred, and irradiated wasteland. Over time, the city grew and expanded to an incredible population of 800 million, down to Miami and west to Ohio. Through the expansion, the megacity began to take shape as we know it today. Using the old cities as its foundations, Megacity 1 would be built over the top instead. Some key landmarks were relocated for tourist attractions, but for the most part, the cities below were closed off to the world, creating an underworld rife in crime and depravity. In 2104, a Soviet attack and invasion would lead to the population being halved in an event that became known as the Apocalypse War. The nuclear attack would leave the South lost, the upper and part of the Northwest. The part that remained became known as the Northwest Hab Zone, being that it was the only part that was habitable. The city now left spanning New Hampshire and North Carolina. The city itself is predominantly made up of megablocks, monolithic apartment blocks, which are essentially cities unto themselves, housing 50,000 plus residents and often becoming volatile with neighbouring blocks, resulting in block war. The megablocks themselves are typically always named after historical figures, and as per 2000 AD's usual satirical approach, they will mirror current events. After Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise separated, there was a block war between Kidman and Cruise blocks. Though the city is structured rather haphazardly, the megablocks and towers essentially everywhere, the city is in fact broken up into specific sectors, 305 in fact. This offers a level of order and organisation for the judges when on patrol and working within a specific beat per shift. In 2134, the city's population was dramatically reduced. The chaos bug, an infectious, incurable disease, and the dark judges being released led to a near 90% of the residents of Megacity 1 killed. The events destroyed the city's economy and infrastructure. Temporarily bankrupt and in ruins, it would be several years until it began to recover. However, Megacity 1 was now no longer the ultimate superpower it was previously. Though the city is just that, a city, it is in fact a state unto itself. With no democratic government within America, Megacity 1 became a dictatorship, and the leading rule is the Justice Department, with the chief judge in power at the time at the head of it all. Though not in complete power, the chief judge must answer to a council of senior judges, 5 of the most respected and senior judges. Judge Dredd himself was a part of this council at one point. Though dictatorship sounds negative and barbaric, a referendum was put to the citizens, offering them the opportunity to restore a democratic government or remain under the rule of the judges. Whether the citizens truly wished for the Justice Department to remain in power, or they were simply too used to it and democracy had become a thing for the history books, the votes proved in favour of the Justice Department. So I always found the concept of Megacity 1 to be fascinating. With cities growing and growing, enveloping neighbouring towns, and removing the boundaries between the two, it's a concept I can genuinely see coming to fruition in the distant future in some capacity. The way the city has been depicted within the movies has been night and day between each showing. The Stallone version was very close, but lacked the gritty realism that the Karl Urban film had. A blending of both would be close to near perfect in my eyes, but I'd be intrigued to know what you guys think about it. Whether you think this Stallone movie hit it right, or the Carl Urban movie got it closer. And with the Judge Dredd TV show underway and in production, the poster shows a sprawling city, buildings on top of buildings. I'm intrigued as to what they will be able to produce for television. Whether the poster is merely to whet our appetites and not potentially a true depiction on what they will be showing, or they plan to really go all out and give us the comic-like city many fans love and know all too well. As always guys, I want to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section. Obviously this is a brief overview of the mega city that Dredd calls home. With years and years of storylines and a rich history, I encourage you to pick up the comics and begin delving into the expansive universe that is Judge Dredd. However, failing that, if you want to see more Dredd related videos, then just hit the subscribe button to stay notified of my upcoming episodes. I've been Mr. H, and until next time, I'll catch you in the comments section.